Friends and fans, we continue on Wargame Red Dragon's Second Korean War. You're back, and that is awesome. Thank you so much for following us at twitch.tv/F.A.Q and all those likes that you give us. We greatly appreciate that. Thanks for the pats on the back, and a pat on the back to you for continuing to support us. We greatly appreciate it. Now, speaking of greatly appreciate, we're going to be greatly appreciated by the South as soon as the North is clear here, and we're getting pretty close. Just Pyongyang and Chongjin are the two objectives remaining here on turn 15. We have until turn 22 to secure these objectives, and I'm not really sure if there's any other objectives after this, so at least we must secure them ASAP. So we just had a successful battle here at Sonchan that destroyed a few enemy forces. Aircraft still here, going to be able to escape. Pending battle at Taechan with enemy tanks, heavy enemy tanks, and we have some A-10s there ready to rock and roll, and as well Rafales and Mirages as well to take down enemy Q-51s, which you know, are going to be pestering, so we can easily shoot them down. Our fast fighters should at least be able to take them down and clear the area of that type of aircraft. Meanwhile, on the right side, we have some stinky PUs against us, 180 points. But we should be able to take it down, and with the Tomcats here, it shouldn't be much of a problem. We also have Prowlers here to take down enemy AA units, the 9K37 Buck M1. So let's go ahead and get right into it then here in Wargame. Red Dragon kills you, then we're going to, and let the battle begin. We'll take a look at the strategic forces, and I'd like to remind you guys then again to like, comment, and subscribe as well if you haven't already, and we again greatly appreciate that. So Chongjing down here, you know what that means with only one enemy capture points. Oh, you know what that means. T-72, T-72BUs. Oh, this is the M, the BU, and the B1. Really would be nice if, wow, look at that 10, and look at the huge point difference there. All right, we're definitely going to need some. I think we do have our ATGM Harriers with us somewhere. Here they are, the AV-8B Harrier 2. We do have two of them, so that should be enough to slow the enemy down. As we had previously, we blocked them down here, and we hadn't even taken a loss with our Abrams tanks here. The M1A1HC Abrams was a murderer. It killed all those T-90Ss, and now we're going to make these T-72s turn into the same flaming wreck. All right, let's get into it then. Launch battle. Now, I was thinking today, by the way, I must say that the tanks in this game are really starting to get a lot of fun. The French, German, and American tanks that we're able to play with, it's really fantastic that they're such killers, and we're doing so well with them. The French, again, you know, I had a little trouble in the previous round with the Leclercs, but, you know, it does come down to luck and RNG sometimes on if you'll be detected and how the enemy attacks you. So, you know, obviously I wanted situations like that to go better. But you know what? In some battles you win without taking a loss, and other times it's 50-50. So you can't really be too hard on yourself. All right, we're very limited on points here, as usual, but we are going to need these number of Abrams, no question. It's just absolutely a requirement that we have a great number of commands on the field to capture these points. We have 6, 6, and 4, as well as our what is that? The John? Oh, that's the John Chan capture +2, and an aircraft call out zone as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our fob down here because the Abrams are definitely going to need some reinforcements, and we are really limited on points. So we're going to try to call out. Maybe we can actually, if we call out how much is that infantry? 115. So it really doesn't matter much of what we put there. So unfortunately, we're only going to be able to capture one of those zones, and as known previously, we're going to have a real issue of defending these zones since they're wide open, and the enemy, as you know, is going to, speaking of wide open, their throttle is going to be wide open when it comes to crossing these fields. So again, we're going to go ahead and make this the kill zone, and hopefully we can take down the enemy. Let us begin. Alright, everything should be deployed. We're going to get into a defensive stance here with our Abrams, and we're going to go ahead and try to set them up into an ambush position, if at all possible. I think the enemy will be heading here right away, but we need to keep our Abrams together. Two groups, just to make it a little easier, just in case we need to flank. The enemy's getting real itchy. They're in and out of Chongjing like 13 times now, so they're definitely reconsidering their movements, considering or reconsidering. We about have enough for our Harrier 2. It will be a little bit of time, but with a 7-point income, it shouldn't be overly long. You will see the cluster of tanks very soon. And if we actually put our tanks down here in lines, I was putting them, there we go. Alright, so if we put them down here, they will be blocked from any fire from the right, though the enemy could come up behind, and that's not going to be go. There we are, T-72 BU spotted right away. Just a few points to our Harrier. We'll get the elite one out. And it looks like we spotted another, oh, a BMP K1K. We're going to F up his day. And while this BU is firing at crappy-ass transports, we're just going to take his ass down. Oh, Tunguska's. Oh, no. No bueno. Yeah, F.A.Q daddy. Oh, and a command, too. Alright, well, that was worth it. Though we lost a big asset there, we were able to successfully kill a command and a heavy tank, and we were taken down by that Tunguska, unfortunately. And it looks like we're going to have to get out of here with the command, and that's gone as well. Insta-kill from the BMP-3. So we're going to insta-kill his ass then at the top of the hill. You guarantee it'll be like a Zergling rush up there. So if the enemy wants to screw around like that, that's just fine with me. Luckily, we can replace those aircraft very easily. And it looks like these are, I think they're BMP-1, I'm sorry, BMP-3s, a group of 4. So we'll move our SMAs into a defensive position. And to make sure no more enemy tanks come down the road, let's go ahead and put our Abrams in a defensive position and block. And those BMP-3s are either going to have to come over, or we'll get their ass with the veteran Seahawk here. Alright, so the Abrams are blocking the road. The fob down there is a tripwire. Oh, hold on a second. Abrams have spotted something. Motor Strelicky times... Well, they're about to be dead, but a two-squad group down to 0. Nothing, they're gone. Alright, Seahawks up, and we're going to get a Cobra up as soon as possible to keep an eye on those BMP-3s. Looks like the Abrams were hit and engaged the Romulan cloaks and killed that ATGM group that probably hit them. Oh, we're murdering it. We're murdering it. Those units just self-destructed to the glory of Uncle Sam. Another ATGM hit there. And that's gone. One Abrams down. Both Abrams down there. Interesting how it changes so quickly. Alright, BMP-3s are down to a lesser number now. 35 point, real crazy killer. So unfortunately those tanks having a change of pace in battle now. But we're gonna get our grenade launchers up, and it's, speaking of grenade launchers, we'll get our Cobra up too. 2 Abrams gone, not the end of the world. Yeah, this is war. We're gonna take losses. Alright, these are great. These grenade launchers here are fantastic. Alright, we're pulling back now a little bit. Abrams back. Oh, you know what? Let's kill him. There you go. French base program. Okay, bye. Alright. Oh, B1. Oh, no way. Killer. Got him. Alright, we got a UAZ down here. We're going to back these Abrams off. There's just too much ATGM fire coming from their Romulan cloaks. Engage. And they did. By the way, when I say that, it's just a joke at how sometimes, even with recon on top of a unit, sometimes things seem to still disappear from the battlefield. I'm not going to bring the Seahawk down to that fob to resupply. That's just too dangerous. A grenade launcher versus grenade launcher. Looks like the American grenade launcher won. Alright, we'll scout around a little bit for additional units. The Seahawk is basically... No, it's down to 1. So it's still worth something. Don't know where that Tunguska went. We need more income, though. We're going to definitely need to bump ourselves up to a higher level. And T-72 BUs are moving. T-72M. So we're going to have to get off the... He's gonna just... Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Though he can probably deduce the fact that we're there. But let's hit him in the side with our ATGM. He'll engage his Romulan cloak in about 2, 1, 0. Oh, see, look at that. He's gone. You can't see him anymore. He's hidden. He somehow hid behind that explosion. Alright, the Abrams are all coming into the fort. Look at that. Now they're coming out with their... Alright, this is good. We're actually going to lure them all into the brush. Tunguska are spotted in the south. Good thing we didn't bring the helicopters down there. That's a waiting nightmare. Oh, damn it. The Tunguska's engaged. The Romulans, T-72s, are going to take out those Abrams. Let's get this guy out of here. Nope, he's done. Alright, so we're going to push back up to the top and go back into defensive mode. They have some of their better tanks with them now, so we're going to definitely have to pay attention. And we do have our Chumat, which we're going to need now. And the situation plays out a little differently this time, mostly because of the enemy armor, the amount of enemy armor, and by the way, BS on the amount that they're able to call out. They have a 3-point capture, but they're acting like they control half the map. Tunguskas are still hiding around, so we're going to have to take them down. We're going to need additional commands. We need to push out of this circle, otherwise the enemy will get the advantage here, and we cannot let them have this area. It's just not going to happen. We'll put our Cobra up, get our Seahawk back, and set up these. These are somewhat ATGM troops, I believe. I think their weapon is guided. Hopefully by the Emperor. So it is a guided heat, 2450 on the range. So hopefully they come at us, bros. All right, we're going to need something else to do a little bit of dancing with. Probably a, I don't know. Well, we actually lost our other our Japanese vehicle there, and we are going to need a higher income. So Echo is what we're going to need next. Luckily, Echo's wide open, so we could kind of just hide up in the corner. Oh, here we are. T-72Ms are kind of thinking about it, and I just saw a unit right here. Could possibly be a Tunguska. So we're just going to back up a little bit with the Cobra. I think it was a tank. Here comes the fun, everybody. Alright, B1 is down there. We have TOW2s times 8, so we're going to need the Super Cobra up. Yeah, we need the higher accuracy. Every shot counts now. T-72 B1. Direct hit from the Chumat. Go, Chewie, go! Yeah. Nice. Alright, B1 here and a T-72M there. Schmaz should have no problem taking those down. B1s again are 90 points each. So we're going to push the enemy down a couple hundred points. Chumats, really good range on those, by the way, and great accuracy. Though these ones have gone FSP. French Space Program. Alright, Super Cobra firing away. The enemy doesn't have much of AA. They do have the Tunguskas, but they're nowhere in sight at the moment. Let's get these Seahawks out of the way. And these are really where our money's going to count the most. That we spend is on ATGMs like this. We can probably call out the... Wow, I'm really actually shocked they haven't even tried to call out any aircraft, but we would probably shoot it down. Super Cobra down to 2 missiles left. This is their big push onto our sector here. Let's get some more supplies up. Best we can do is probably the one of them. 1 Zil. No big deal there. That's it. Super Cobra's done. No more rocket pods on that. Killed the transport. Motor Streliki are coming on the Chumat. Let's go ahead and get a group of infantry up. Smaz are elite. Absolute killers. Damn, don't fug with them. Oh, BMP3s though. Oh, goodness. Alright, let's get our Smaz to move over there. Alright, let's get... oh, man, we really need a FOB, but I'm guaranteeing that they put their Tunguskas down there, so we need to be in a different position. BMP3's going around the other side now. Marines coming up to block. Smaz going to readjust their position. Looks like BMP3s are going to the south capture. And the Motor Streliki, if we can cut them off, which we should be able to once we get to the intersection, we'll just quick hop. And nope, I wanted them to go across the street. BU's coming into town. We'll keep our Marines right where they're at. Oh, I guess they decided otherwise. Be you there? It's gonna be called a "You Be Gone" now. Alright, let's block these motor Streliki and grenade their asses to death. Losing one SMA there. These are real killers. They're a really good unit. We're gonna need more of them. We're down to 5 rounds. ATGM being fired at our Humvees. Let them waste their time while the SMA fires. Very good. Another attack repelled. Palma coming up. And another BMP-3 down there. Regretting putting the FOB down there, but it creates an interesting tactical situation. Of course, previously I wanted to hold with our tanks down in the south, and of course that didn't work out, so, you know, no battle plan survives contact with the enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, remember that. Not my saying, it's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Alright, as soon as we get the points, I want to call out a prowler, so that way we can clear the way for the helicopters and get some more damn support. We're definitely going to desperately need it. And we're going to these cargo trucks to just do ammunition for these Chumat. Got a lot of enemy infantry transports again. They're going for our LVTPs that engage Romulans. See if we can resupply these guys. Alright, Chumats on the resupply. Up to 3 rounds, perfect. SMA on the main road. Alright, they're being cut down quite quickly. Enemy transports are trying to rush the town. The Soviets desperately need to push us back from that capture zone, so they're going to fight ferociously. That's what they're doing, but they're not combining their attacks, which is good for us. Well, I'm not complaining. We have 60 points now. Marines are on the front lines here. A lot of motor Streliki coming up. They do have a HE value of 2. And our grenade launchers can do something from here. BTR-80 is down. And the infantry inside as well. We're going to back up the SMAs now because these infantry are really vulnerable. And we'll let the Marines deal with them, as well as our transports. Oh, come on now. They should be able to fire over the ridge with grenade launchers. Alright, we're going to need some more Marines at this point. Not going to use the elites. Elites you use in desperate situations, and this is not a desperate situation. We got the enemy right where we want them, all around us. Grenade launcher there, quickly finishing that infantry off. No line of sight on those enemy. There we are. Alright, friendly transport down there. BMP-3, I think. Dropping off some troops. Let's empty those Marines out. That was close range ATGMs there. Alright, we got about 800 points left on the enemy. We're going to need to start resupplying again. Looks like a BMP-3 there. Motor Streliki being finished off by the grenade launcher. I believe, anyway. Close. 829 points. T-72B1 coming up, or B1. Chumat's back up on the line. Smiles on the line. Delicious. Alright, but Chumat now, let's start going for things that are worth more than 2 points. Alright, cargo trucks are ready. We got another group coming. We need to resupply with both manpower and ammunition. Cargo truck already depleted. No real way to resupply those helicopters without really investing in it. B1 there is about to be gone. 2 double hit on that, by the way. Wow, Marines. Real beating there. This, by the way, may convince them to come a little closer. Alright, cargo trucks are coming up. We're going to engage the enemy in just a moment. They will cross the bridge, and this will be it. This is going to be our final stand as enemy infantry and tanks come at us next. They've really pushed us back, and it's by the way, they have a 3-point capture. That's it. And this is what they're doing. So I was able to call out, what, 4 Abrams and a couple of helicopters that are out of ammunition. We do have some very valuable transports, though, that have done some amazing work. Another cargo vehicle out. Hopefully they don't flank, and you know they won't. It's down to this last command, but I'm not too worried. We've got all the sectors kind of surrounded. Still not able to call out that prowler, though, that I would like. Oh, ATGM found a new target. Good. Enemy infantry's kind of holding. I hear armored vehicles coming. There's one. It dissipated into some sort of number. Interesting. Interesting tactics, Soviet Union. 110 points needed for that prowler, and that is only a trained vehicle. Or hardened. Oh, it is hardened. Good. I was going to say, okay, trained, so we got something to do here. BU coming up. Right here at the village, getting ready to fire. Probably ATGM. No, it's a BU. Alright, I did say BU, and this is infantry. Chumad out. Nice, double hits on that. Enemy infantry getting close, but no cigar. They are cracking down on our transports, though, and the BU is dissipated into some sort of numbers. I don't know what that means. Huh. Take that, Soviet Union. Alright, so they've got a lot of infantry coming at us again. Let's get our Marines on the line. The rest of them, anyway. They all want to join in on the fun. We'll get these groups up here, actually. We'll flank them with grenades. We need about 200 points. If we can get that prowler up, that might actually... I think each of those Tunguskas were 75. And each one of these Motor Streliki, I believe, is... Oh, it's only 15, so I was thinking 35. But that's more of an elite or recon price. We got 2 minutes left. We really got to do some work here. 194. It's going to end in a draw. Otherwise, B1 coming up. That's a good free 90 points. Get our Chumot in range of taking that down. Chumot with 12 rounds. And they are getting ready to fire here. They cause... Oh, they're 60% accuracy. Romulan Cloak engaged. Get that Cobra up here. I didn't want to keep them close because of all the infantry, but now there's no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Alright, let's go for these... Oh, they're bringing up Sapri now. Alright, let's just go for the macro. The hell? That's an AA weapon. Why didn't it fire? Alright, Cobra, back off a little bit. Alright, Prowler did find a weapon up here. We will probably get the points. We only need 39 points. Tunguska M there. There we go. That's it. Boom. And a tank killed at the same time. Okay, so some real luck there. Total victory. Guards rifle out of the way, which is great because that takes care of all those pestering Iglas and most of those BMP-3s and such that we cut down. A huge number of enemy tanks eliminated as well. Just now we're down to some fair numbers. 6 and 8 T-72 and T-72 BUs, taking a pretty big loss of our tanks. Pretty big. Half the force. You know, so not the worst thing in the world, but definitely something to watch out for. But watch out! Rappy's knocking on your door there, communists. Chongjing is last sector here to capture before the objective. Now we do have T-64 BVs and T-72As, which are going to be the elite of the Soviet forces. They're going to be a high number and high spirits, and it's going to be definitely difficult to take on those forces. So we will go ahead and get ready to turn our attention towards Pyongyang next. In fact, we may as well start attacking after Taichan, because when we start that turn, it'll still take time for our armor to arrive, so that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. So what we can do is we'll keep pushing in. We can have the we can either have, well, actually, since they're right there now, we may as well send all of our forces up and disembark them and just send them right into Chongjing. We actually don't need them to to fly into Chongjing to be effective. They can just land there and actually disembark. So we're going to add to that force up there. We're going to send these Australia or the Anzac up here, both the New Zealand and Australian forces. And RBS-70s are going to be real valuable, actually, against any sort of helicopters that could come our way, which doesn't look like they have. But it is important, though, that we do have some sort of support for this PU here. And I haven't even seen that little stinker. So let's send over our aircraft, and we'll do some final adjustments for things. We'll go ahead and land these forces here, and then we can go ahead and attack with them in the next turn. We'll attack all at once. We're not gonna throw them away just yet. We definitely will need those forces. So what we will do is we will call out more of them on the next turn, send them to Seoul or Seoul, and then send them to Chongjing and or Kyushu, which it's nice we can move and then make one more move out of the airplane. So that is it for this round. We will go to Taichan, and then we will go to Pyongyang, and I will see you guys in Kim's Throne. I'm going to take that shit over. I'm turning North Korea into new Rat Pack territory. So, nah, we'll just liberate it for South Korea. That's cool. All right, so I will see you guys next time. Keep your passwords and pimp hands strong. Thank you so much for your support. And remember to check us out at twitch.tv/Ratpack. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for watching. Bye.